Hi, friends. I hope you're doing well. And I hope that you have been enjoying the interview episodes that I have brought out for you. And this one I recorded for my fellow podcaster, Melodie Bishop. And of course, I want to make sure that you heard it too, because I want to set you up for success for the upcoming year. You will hear from her in next week's episode because she recorded for me a special workshop, a special teaching about time management. I know that this holiday season can be very joyful and fun, and it's a time that we get to spend with family and friends. But I also know that it can bring up many things that we don't necessarily either want to deal with or don't want to ruin our joy. For example, hardship with money, hardship with our relationships. And while there are a lot of things that we may not necessarily have control of, we definitely have control of ourselves. And you don't want to miss today's episode because we will cover 4 easy steps that you can take today to get you unstuck with your home and life organization goals for 2022. And I don't know if you noticed yet, but I recently brought out the new brand colors and a new style to the podcast cover as well as my website. So if you haven't gotten a chance, go and check it out. Let me know what you think. And I took my own advice and called for help. I called a pro to help me out with my podcast cover and website. And I am so happy that I did. Kendra Hayes is who I worked with, and she is amazing. She was able to capture the ideas that I had and the vision that I had for Organize with Grace. And I am so delighted to let you see it. And although I love the color combinations that that were chosen for the podcast cover as well as my website, it really caters to you. It was created with you in mind. So, again, let me know what you think. And I'm excited because I've got something coming up that you may be interested in, and it's got to do with our closets. Yes, our closets. And it might be an area that is usually typically forgotten when it comes to our home organization because it's something that we can just close a door and hide, right? So, anyway, more on that soon. For now, enjoy this episode. Welcome back to Organize with Grace podcast. Do you feel like you're always struggling to get it together? Do you feel like you're burning the candle at both ends? Feeling completely disorganized in your home and life, that it's starting to affect you mentally and emotionally? Well, you've come to the right place if you need encouragement, easy and simple organization tips, or you just want to know that you're not alone in this season of life. Hi, I'm Grace Ramon, your fellow working mom and professional organizer. I believe in you, friend. You can get it together. Now let's get organized. Hi there. My name is Grace Ramon, and I am honored to be a part of Abundant Mom Life for Network Marketers podcast and to serve you as a guest here on the show. A little bit about me: I'm a mom to a 3.5-year-old boy, a wife, and a lover of books, and now audiobooks, which I'm so excited about, and music. I love to listen to music as well as sing. And I can't forget to mention that I love coffee. I'm employed as a social worker for children under 3 years old who are at risk or have a diagnosis of a developmental disability. I have been with the same agency for about 19 years. A few years ago, I realized that I've had a knack for and have always loved all things organization. So I ran with that idea after being super disappointed about not getting the management position that I applied for. And out comes Organize with Grace. Of course, it wasn't that easy, but it's been an adventure for sure. And this is how Melody and I have crossed paths through our podcast. So, my podcast, really quick, it's called Organize with Grace Tips and Encouragement for Working Moms, is where I hang out. And I love that Melody and I have similar audiences, you lovely working moms and mom bosses. So, Melody, thank you so much for this opportunity to serve your audience. In my short time as a professional organizer, whether I am helping a client virtually or in person, I have quickly learned that the most common roadblock for many people is that they just don't know where to start. They often feel overwhelmed by all the spaces in their homes that need organizing, that the thought of starting doesn't even feel possible. They often hear the words declutter and organize and wonder what even that means for them in the first place. They feel lost. And do you know why? Because they have not been taught. And I learned that for myself. I have not been taught how to get organized. Many of the things I've learned is just that I've learned them. And we seem to think that just because we got older means we automatically know how to organize our lives and our homes. Lisa Woodruff of Organize 365 is my mentor from afar. And I love what she says that organization is a learnable skill. This brings me joy and hope because it means that I can learn it. I can learn the skill of organization, and so can you. And can I tell you a quick secret? I don't have it all together. And you know what? I've come to realize that that is just fine with me. And in addition, you know what I no longer do? Give myself a hard time about it, about not having it all together. I'm learning to press forward anyway. And that's my wish for you as well. And I'm here to come alongside you so that together we can get over that roadblock of not knowing where to start. And again, you don't know where to start because you haven't learned yet how and how to keep going. And try not to judge your space. Oftentimes we look around and say, what a mess. This is crazy. I'm so overwhelmed. But instead, I want you to see your space as a place that you get to organize. And even if it's leaving you feeling overwhelmed, the fact is that you have the opportunity to organize a space that you call home. And that is such a cool feeling to like begin with that heart of gratitude of the stuff and the space that we do have. Okay, so that's first step. And if you want to get specific with this, then make a list of the things that make your life easier, like that Instapot that's in the kitchen. And by the way, I have one and I haven't used it, but I am thankful for it. And step two is ask yourself, what do you want less of? And the common answer to that, and mine as well, is less clutter, less stuff. And the reason why I have you asking yourself this right away is I believe that we don't ask ourselves enough questions. We don't check in with ourselves enough. And we know what others want and need, especially our children, but we rarely take the time to consider what we actually want. So, what do you want less of when you're looking at your space? Okay, so make a list. Like I said, it can be as general as you want or as specific. And the next question is, so step three is, What do you want more of? What do you want more of when it comes to your space? For example, if you would like more rest, more time with the family, and not having to clean or to organize every waking moment, then that could be something on your list. And it could be that you don't want to have to run around like a chicken with its head cut off looking for something. And that if things were more organized, things were in place, that you would not have to do this and go through the emotions of that. Ask yourself, what do you want more of? And here's step number 4. And I need you to listen closely to this because this is often what is missing with our organizing journey is who will help us get what we want more of. And usually what we ask ourselves instead is the how. And I beg to differ. What you need to ask is who will help you. And I want to focus in on this because many a times as working mamas, working from home and doing the business and managing the home, we tend to take on so much. And when we do that, we feel that, hey, I can take this on and I don't need anyone's help, which is not true. And I want to give you the permission slip to ask for help because there is no shame in asking for help, especially if you truly need it. So let me give you an example. If you've seen those shows on TLC, I think the new one is called Help I Wrecked My House, where people try to DIY their home improvement projects only to make a mess out of it. Now, with organizing, we won't get into all of that, what's underneath our homes or what's in our roof and all of that stuff. We're just simply dealing with our things, with the items around our home. But it can still feel overwhelming when we've decided to take our closet apart, take out all that stuff out of our closet, and realize that you have no idea how to get it back in order again. And at that point, you might not necessarily need a professional organizer just yet, although, of course, I recommend it. But you might need an objective set of eyes to help you and take a look at what you have and how to get that closet in order. So phone a friend and ask for help. Again, there is no shame in asking. I have virtual organization offers that we can get on Zoom and you can let me know what is keeping you stuck with your organizing project. And then we can come up with a plan for you to get things done. So that's the main thing, right? We've got to get this stuff done. We've got to finish this organizing project. And that's what I'm here for. Perhaps it is time to invest in a professional organizer to help you kickstart your project that you've been wanting to accomplish. Yeah, remember that closet? So, a quick review. Step 1, take inventory. Step 2, ask yourself what you want less of. Step 3, ask yourself what you want more of. And step 4, who will help get you what you want more of. And what I want you to do is not just to think about these things, but to write them down. Yes, there is plenty of research that says that writing things down is far more effective than keeping those thoughts and ideas in our minds, in our heads. So get a piece of paper and start writing away, getting your ideas down on paper. And neuroscience does say that there is a higher chance of achieving a task or a goal if it is written. So I encourage you to keep on doing that. And just like when we write something in our planners, and I'm old school, I like me a paper planner. And so now this idea came up right just now. So when you are ready to get organized, write it down. Write down if you decided that you want to hire a professional organizer, when are you going to call this organizer? And schedule it. And if you have a digital planner, digital calendar, then put it down, write it down, make a schedule out of it. So, as you may have been able to clue in, these questions, these steps can apply to almost anything in your life that you want to put in order. So, if somehow you felt like you lost your way with your priorities, you can easily sit down and take some time to reflect on these simple questions, write down some thoughts, and it will help guide you to what you actually want and what you actually want to have on your calendar or anything that's worth your time, money, and energy. And one last thing. Will you share your answers with me or with a friend? I would love to hear what you would like more of so that we can encourage one another in it. It's hard enough as it is with all the hats that we wear as moms. So let's lock arms and support one another in this journey. So, if you would like to connect with me, you can reach me through my website, organizewithgrace.com, or on Instagram at organizewithgrace, or Facebook at organizewithgracefb. And come check out the podcast. That would be wonderful to have you as part of Organize with Grace as well as Melodie's podcast. So, thank you so much for listening. Hey, real quick, if you enjoyed today's episode, the best way to thank me is by leaving an iTunes review. If you're listening to me right now on your iPhone, simply scroll down, click write a review within the podcast, and voila, you'll get a chance to click 5 stars and type in how the podcast has helped you. You can also access iTunes on your computer if you're not an iPhone user by downloading the iTunes app. Also, I offer virtual organizing, and that means we get to hop on Zoom together wherever you are, and I can help you organize your space for a fraction of a price that you would spend hiring an in-person organizer. Contact me by email, hello@organizewithgrace.com, so you and I can get started. I offer a free 15-minute assessment to see if we're a good match to work together. So get on it, girl. Stop being stuck on your organizing journey. I'll help you walk forward so you can finish that organizing project that you've been procrastinating on. No judgment here. Done it myself, but you know what I'm talking about, girl. All right. Can't wait to talk to you. Bye.